Good morning. My name is Jeremy Pierce, Operations Section Chief for the Picket Fire. This is your update for August 24th, morning update. All right, so yesterday we had a pretty dynamic fire day. We had an unstable atmosphere. We talked a little bit about that. We're going to have that again today. A lot of you saw a large column come up late in the afternoon. We got a little wind on the fire. We cleared out our air, and that allowed our fire to breathe and really run. Although it looked scary and we had a lot of resources moving around, it did do a lot of good things, and I'm going to talk about that today, which is actually helping us out in the containment of this fire. So that wind, as it pushed, I'm going to step over here, pushed sideways parallel to our lines. So that whole northern part of the fire, it paralleled our lines, and we were able to hold it in check. But I'm going to start on the lower half here. First thing in the morning, we had a little slop over come out here, about 30 plus acres. So that was addressed using aircraft and crews that were in the area. And if you'll remember yesterday's update, I said we had some crews in here that we're going to be monitoring and watching that fire for any hot spots. And that's the reason why we do that, is when something's kicks out like that, we have crews in there to take action on it. And with the use of our aircraft and the crews on the ground, we were able to wrap that around it. Today, they'll be out there cooling down any hot spots and maintaining that. And they'll be doing the same thing along this whole, call it the whole northwestern flank of this fire. And as we moved around, coming up, this is Palisades Canyon, right in that area. Fire maintained its footprint in this area. Now, we had the one piece that, as you can tell, this map looks much different than yesterday, but the piece that had scooted out and moved to the north, it maintained its footprint on that northern side. So we have our Oat Mine Trail on the top and our Etna Springs. It held to the south of both of those trails and containment line over in that area all day yesterday, continues to hold in that area, and we're pretty happy with that. That was our main objective. It held. This piece in the middle, that Swartz Creek area, Swartz Canyon area, that is all closed together. Also helped us out. We'll be able to now just monitor that, as opposed to trying to figure out how to cut all that out. And then as we move around the fire and we get around into the northeastern part of the fire over by Etna Springs, that yesterday afternoon is where it made the hard push, came down out of the timber, down into the hills, got into the flat country, down into some of the vineyards and grass, where we were able to push crews in there, tie some of the vineyards together, tie some of the existing road infrastructure in that area as well, and tie a lot of that fire together, wrap it around, put hose lay around it. We got dozer line in it. We still have a little bit of open line in there, but it's very minimal. We have low fire activity. Etna Springs in that area, the road, which was also, once again, our major objective, was to hold some defensive firing operations were done yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and into the night. All of that held. It's looking good, and we're going to have crews in there today mopping that up and maintaining our presence in there, so that when our afternoon wind hits again, we'll be able to maintain our presence out there as well as hold those lines. I have a very high confidence that that will hold, and we expect that to stay right where it is. As we move down around the eastern flank of this fire, over by Duval Lake area and down in the vineyards, just to the west of Pope Valley Road. Pope Valley Road still intact. We have no impact on the fire. We have some open line over in this section right here around the lakes, around Duval Lake and the adjacent lakes coming down around the vineyards. And that line, we got direct line in there, hose line in there, hand line, and dozer line. They were supported by aircraft. We have one section right here, this little piece right here. It's about 52 acres of line. About half of it is still open with a backing fire, and crews are in there right now this morning aggressively getting the dozers as well as hand line. It's steep country, so the second half of that is actually being addressed with some hand line as opposed to dozer line. And then moving around down to the southeast portion of the fire, this all held in place yesterday. No real effects. We have crews in there maintaining that line, cooling it down and mopping up. And then moving down to the southern portion of the fire, we had this big pocket right here that is closed in, as you can see, which is also a good thing. We've cut hand line down right at the base into a creek bed down there, and that is also holding. The indirect line that goes roughly right in here, there's some indirect line in here, and that'll be widened, and it should be completed, and crews are evaluating what it's going to take to cut this piece out. It's had very minimal movement for the last 3 days. Yesterday, it didn't have any change with our wind conditions, and it's really a slope-driven fire in that area with our fuels. Haven't had any wind on it, and it's maintaining its footprint. So we're not seeing a lot of growth, and we will have some IR flights in there, but we are going to start punching crews in there to cut out any of the hot spots in that area. As we move farther to the west on the south portion of the fire, around the origin, around Picket Drive, and all of that is maintained and didn't have any growth yesterday. So all in all, although we had a good calm, we had about 1,800 acres of growth yesterday. A lot of that growth was actually beneficial for our firefighting, and we've got ourselves into a footprint now where today will be our turn day, where we'll cut this head of this fire pushing any farther east and any farther south on the southeast side, and we're confident in the crews that we have out there and the line that we have out there and the plan that we have out there. So that is your update for August 24th for the Picket Fire.